Your frame, or rather the strength of your frame, is your most important asset. The stronger your frame is, the easier your life will be. The stronger your frame is, the more naturally other people will be attracted to you. The stronger your frame is, the more you'll be able to get your outcome without really needing to use any kind of logic, arguments, or reasons why you should. People will just naturally want to follow you. People will just naturally want to go along with you. Now, why is this? And more importantly, how can you strengthen your frame? First, why is this? We are hierarchical primates. Most mammals are hierarchical. And we've had this hierarchical primate instinct long before we became human, probably long before we developed language, which means frame is something that is radiated or demonstrated unconsciously, non-verbally. And one interesting study that has been repeated over and over again, they take 10 random people that don't know each other, and they give them a task, and they say, okay, 10 random people, complete this task. And they immediately organize into a hierarchy within seconds, without talking, without needing to discuss it, without having those TV arguments about who gets to be in charge. They just kind of choose a leader. How do they do this? Because they look around and they can quickly tell who in the group has the strongest frame. And everybody decides to follow that person. The person with the strongest frame looks around and thinks, my frame is the strongest. I guess I'm the leader. And everyone just accepts this. There's no argument needed. There's no conflict. It's just a natural thing. Humans naturally go into a hierarchy. And we do that by checking who's got the strongest frame. A lot of guys, when it comes to attraction, don't like to believe that frame is as important as it is. A lot of guys like to believe that it's all about looks. Because if you're a guy and you don't look good and you can't get girls and you believe it's not about frame, it's only about looks, that absolves you from having to do the necessary work to increase your frame. But don't fall into that trap. Your frame is incredibly powerful. If you look at famous cults, not saying that you should become a cult leader, but cult leaders are usually not that attractive. And a lot of cult leaders aren't that tall. But they get their followers to believe and follow them along some crazy ideas because they have strong frames. So what is a frame? How can we define a frame in terms so you can improve your frame, so you can increase your frame? One definition is how well you believe you will get your intention. How strongly you believe you will get your intention. Now, a lot of people conflate believe with wish. If you have a wish for an intention, and you run into some obstacles and you get upset because there are obstacles, that's an indication. The fact that you're getting upset is an indication that your frame isn't that strong, that you have a wish rather than a belief. But if you truly believe that you will get your intention, when you come up to an obstacle, it might be an inconvenience, but it won't shake your frame. You'll still believe you'll get your intention. You won't worry too much. In fact, you might embrace obstacles because, as you may know from Stoicism, the obstacle is the way. The obstacle will teach you what you need to know to get even closer to your goal. So with a really, really strong belief in your ability to get your intention and a strong frame that goes along with that, you will welcome obstacles. That's another sign that you have a strong frame. And this is true both in the short term and the long term. If you go out at night to a social place and you want to talk to some pretty girls and you have a strong belief that you'll get your intention, you won't mind if a few girls shut you down. But if you go out and you wish to talk to girls and the first couple shoot you down, you will crumble like a house of cards and you won't believe that you'll get your intention. This is true in the short term for this example, but it's also true in the long term in your life. If you have this massive ambition for your life, if you have this massive thing that you want to achieve in your life, and you believe that you will achieve that thing through your own efforts without a shadow of a doubt, you will have a massively strong frame. Because you'll look in the long term and you'll see this massive ambition, and whatever comes up in the short term won't compare to this. This will keep you on point, keep you on your purpose. So how do you build such a strong frame? How do you develop such a strong frame that all you need to do is walk into a place and people will turn their heads and say, who's that guy? I want to be with him. How do you build this? Well, you need to build this through daily exercises, both in the short term and in the long term. And when you build your frame in the short term, you can do this non-socially and socially. How do you build your frame non-socially? Well, stick to your intentions. Start off with easy intentions and make them bigger and bigger and bigger, and build an experience in your memory that says you get your intentions. For example, go shopping and don't get out-framed by the supermarket. Have a specific shopping list in mind, stick to that list and only that list. And build a habit of thinking about what you want before you go shopping, not just going to get some random food items, but specifically choose what you want before you go shopping and get only that things, and that's how you shop. That will build your frame for shopping. You can also build your frame by how you live your daily life. And the night before, choose what you want to do the next day. Choose the most important things you want to do the next day and do those things and only those things. Don't get sidetracked. Anytime you get sidetracked, either in the supermarket by food that you didn't intend to buy or things during the day that you start wasting time on, that's being out-framed by your environment. The more you get out-framed by your environment, the weaker your frame is. The more you stick to your frame, stick to your planned intentions, and not get out-framed by your environment, the stronger your frame will become. So practice these non-social exercises. You can also practice this socially, short-term frame development. Have an intention to have a conversation with 3 people one day and talk to them only for 1 minute with no other intentions. Don't last longer than a minute. Talk to them for a minute, even if you have to stand there and ask them silly questions for a minute. Once you get your intention, bail out. Don't get out-framed or sidetracked by other things that come up, other desires that come up during that 1 minute. That's very, very critical. Talk to people for 1 minute, don't get sidetracked, and bail after a minute. Talk to random people. Then talk to 3 pretty girls for 1 minute, even if you have to stand there and ask them random questions. When 1 minute's up, bail. Start small and keep building your social frame. The more creative you can get with this, the better. Start with 1 minute and just ask questions. Go for 2 minutes and try to get information from them, or ask specific questions from them about certain information from them. Go 5 minutes, get a name. Go 10 minutes, get a name and a number. And keep building your strength, keep building your frame strength to go out and get your intention set socially. For long-term frame, it's all about building this massive ambition, to have a massive ambition for your life and do things every day to get closer to that ambition. And this will become your purpose. Once you have a purpose in life, once you have a purpose that is leading you on a daily basis to your ambition, you will have an incredibly strong frame. So build an ambition. Think of what you want. Think of what you want to build with your life. Think of what you'd like to look back on at the end of your life as your greatest achievements. And visualize this every day. Write this down in a notebook every day. Plan this every day. Imagine this every day. Fantasize about this every day. And do things every day to get closer. And if you do these 3 exercises, the non-social short-term intention frame building exercises, the social short-term frame building exercises, and your ambition building exercises, and do these every day, your frame will get stronger every day. You'll become more attractive every day. You'll get a higher self-confidence every day. You will feel more self-confidence every day. You will be much more attractive every day. You'll feel comfortable going into a room every day with a bunch of people. And remember the joke about the 2 guys and the bear. 2 guys are out hiking. They see a bear. One guy starts to put on his running shoes. The other guy says, "What are you doing? You can't outrun a bear." The guy says, I don't need to outrun the bear. I just need to outrun you." When you walk into a room, you don't need to have the strongest frame in the world or the frame of a cult leader. You just need to have a frame that's stronger than everybody else in the room, which is very easy today because most people have very weak frames. So get busy building your frame. Short-term, non-social frame building exercises, short-term social frame building exercises, and your ambition. Do these 3 things every day, and your frame will get stronger and stronger, and your life will get better and better. To learn more, check out the links below. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.